So now we have the major pieces of the rhythmic section of music, and so now we can start using this to build our own rhythmic patterns. Okay, so we've been talking a little bit about time signatures, but we'll talk a little bit more about that in this lesson. This is called a time signature. Both pieces are called a time signature. The way they work is the top number means how many beats per measure, how many beats per measure. So this, of course, means that we have 4 beats per measure. I'll make sure this is really clear. And maybe this is going to be purple. Okay, and then the bottom number, this one, means what note gets the beat. So, or maybe gets one beat. And for right now, we're just going to focus on the top one, but for the bottom one, all we have to know is if it's 4, if it's 4, it looks like this. The quarter note equals 1, and then everything else gets these numbers. Okay, so these numbers are good to go for today. Now, we can make up any music we want, but there are 3 major ones we're going to talk about. 4/4 is one of them. The next one is going to be 3/4, and the final one is going to be 2/4. So all this means is we're going to have 4 beats per measure here in this example. We're going to have 3 beats per measure in this example. We're going to have 2 beats per measure in this example. Okay, so let's start making some with 4/4. So maybe we have our first bar line, and we're just going to write notes like this. So we'll start simple and use quarter notes. I don't think we'll use too many of these, maybe a couple eighths today, but mostly in just quarter and half. Okay, so we can do this. Super easy. There is our full measure, right? Because this is 1 beat, this is another beat, this is 3/4, like that. And we got 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now let's continue. And we can just simply make this go backwards. We can just go backwards, reverse it, as it were. But let's make it a little bit interesting. Let's throw a rest in here just for fun. There's no reason. Just making random measures here. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, because the half notes get 2. This is a quarter rest. This is a quarter note, and they each get 1. Okay, so we simply count like this. And then finally, we can do this. Maybe we get one more beat or one more measure of 4, just straight out 4. Let's throw another rest right here, and then we'll do one more thing here. And then finally, let's end with a whole note, because we will not be able to fit whole notes in these. These are too big to fit in the measures of these. Okay. So now we got that. Now, so you have let me write the notes here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, rest. 4. 1, 2, rest. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It might be good to see if you can say this rhythm. So pause the video if you can and try to say this rhythm without me. You can try with me, but you can do it without me. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, rest. 4. 1, 2, rest. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. Okay? So if you use 3, let's use a different color. Let's go with yellow here. Same thing, but now we can only fit 3 beats. Only 3 beats per measure. So here's a really simple measure, 1, 2, 3. And now we can, if you want to put another note, you can, but you got to put a bar line first, because now we have 1, 2, 3. This is already full. There's not enough room. It's like a crowded elevator or something. Okay, so we can do this, maybe a rest here, and then, oh, what the heck, let's use 8th notes, 2 8th notes. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, and, right? So 1, rest, 3, and ba, rest, ba, ba, right? It's kind of cool. And then we can fit let's end with a dotted whole note, or dotted half note, dotted half note over here. This is an ugly bar line, but that's okay. Let's go back and fix that. Okay, bar line, oops, can't draw a straight line. Oops, it's complicated too much. Okay, there we go, okay. and then you have your dotted half. Okay, so you got that. And then maybe this one, oh, I don't know. It might be fun to make your own, right? Let's go like this. Let's rest for 2. Let's go crazy and rest for 2. And then we'll make one more like that. Okay, so this would be 1, 2, and 3 there. And then this, of course, is 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 1, rest, 3, and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. Okay, and finally we have 2, 4. Let's just stick with the same color there. Okay, so we have our bar line, and then you can only fit 2, so maybe this will go a little bit faster, especially if we only do 4 measures here. We can do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Maybe end on the biggest note we can, just like we did with these examples. So this will be 1, 2, like that. Maybe 1 measure like this, and then rest and a note, and like that. Okay, so we got 1, 2, or actually pause the video and see if you can figure this out, right? Otherwise, I'll keep going. This is 1 and 2 and. This is 1, 2, and this is 1, 2, like that. Okay, so first beat, second beat, first and second beat, first beat, second beat, and 1, 2. So this would be 1, 2, 1, and 2, and rest. 2, 1, 2, just like that. Okay, and that's how you do these. Now, the reason why you'd want to do these is because there are something called strong beats and weak beats. Strong beats, strong and weak. Let's go, strong and weak beats. Now, a strong beat is usually on 1. So this is your strong beat here. Strong beat, strong beat, strong beat on every single measure. Okay, so this is your strong beat. Let's keep going really fast. I guess it doesn't matter in the last one too much, but that's okay. Our strong beat is on a rest there. Same thing here. So these might not be actually strong because you put a rest there. Right? Okay, so weak beats are everything else except in 4, because we have there's different patterns, right? So in 4, your strong beats are kind of 1 and 3. In 3 and 2, 3 and 2, 3 and 2, you just have the first beat. The first beat is strong. These are your strong beats. Strong beats, okay? So what that means is you would have 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, rest, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So you actually have you play these notes a little bit stronger. So you're able to feel that 1, 2, 3, 4 part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 1 is the strongest one, and then you would have 2, and then 3 is kind of strong, and then you'd have 4, which is maybe the weakest one. So maybe if you were to give this a visual graphic representation, it would look something like this, where 1 is your main one. 3 is pretty important too, not so much, and then 4, not really at all. Because you really got to feel this contrast here going from 4 to 1. It's kind of cool. So this helps keep your music together, and you can feel these beats of 1, 2, 3, and 4. Here, 3 is always called, or usually called, a waltz. Waltz. So if you were playing a waltz, bum 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 ba da 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 bum bum ba. Okay, you're playing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, like that. So you get the waltz feel. So this gives you a waltz. And so if you ever listen to a waltz, that music is actually played in 3. If you were to see the music, you'd probably see one of these things. You'd see 3, 4, or 3 something as the time signature, usually in 3. Okay. And then 2 is kind of like 4, but a little bit simpler. It's just every other beat is strong. It's not that complex, actually. Just a lot simpler to play. And there you go. There are time signatures.